Hi friends, welcome back to Farm Girl Diaries. My name is Caitlin, and today is it's a really stormy day outside. It's calling for high winds and hail and just rain and storm. So I'm staying in today, but I'm being productive because I don't know how to relax and not be productive. But I wanted to do I'm kind of catching up on the last of my freezer cooking days. We're just getting ready to get in the garden, and once the garden's in full swing, we're going to be harvesting from the garden, preserving from the garden, working on the garden. So my freezer meal days are going to be few and far between. So I wanted to do this one before the garden is in full swing and before we're just working outside. We don't have any time inside. So we're doing a breakfast freezer day first of all. But I want to kind of talk about that for a second because I am not a breakfast person at all. I don't like many breakfast foods. I'm not somebody who wants to eat eggs every single day. I can eat eggs like once a month and that's it. I don't like cereal. I don't like a lot of breakfast foods. So I have always struggled to eat breakfast. In high school, I would eat the leftovers from the last night's dinner. That's what I always ate. Or I'd have a piece of cake, or I ate macaroni and cheese for breakfast more times than not. Now, as an adult, when I started my full time job, I would just starve myself until lunch. I eat lunch right at 11 o'clock, never late. And I would just starve myself until lunch. So the morning was always like the worst time of the day for me because I was just starving. For the past like 2 years, 2, 3 years, I've started trying to, I guess maybe the last 2 years, be more intentional with eating in the morning. First of all, you can change the concept of what you eat in the morning, and I kind of am doing that a little bit. I'm eating things like grits. I make a cheesy egg grit casserole. Um, that I don't traditionally think of as breakfast grits, but at this point, I don't care. Um, Chocolate zucchini muffins. I've now kind of classified those as a breakfast item. I'm kind of changing the narrative about what works for my breakfast because I just want to have something to eat so I don't hate my life until 11 o'clock. And then it's been so nice the past 2 years, like being intentional with breakfast because I'm not a bear until 11 o'clock. I'm a bear at 11 o'clock because now it's lunchtime and I'm hungry again. But I'm not as much of a bear until 11 o'clock because I've had something that I can eat and kind of can sustain me till lunchtime. Secondly, when I wasn't eating lunch or I wasn't eating breakfast, I was eating a ton of snacks. Anything at this point, chips. I don't even like chocolate. I'd eat chocolate. Whatever was available to me, I didn't even have to like it. I was just so hungry, I'd eat it. I would not do well in like a situation where I couldn't have food for more than 5 hours. Like I would die within those 5 hours. I um, I need my food. So the problem that I've been having lately is I realize that there's such a great benefit to me to have my breakfast. I obviously need it. I work better. I function better. I don't murder people. All good things when I've had my breakfast. So what my normal plan is on Sundays I try to make a big breakfast for the week. Maybe like baked oatmeal or like a casserole or pancakes or something like that to get me through the week. Most of the time I'm able to do that, but lately there's been some times where I've been traveling or something's come up. You name the reason, life happens, and I've had a lot of weeks lately where I haven't had a breakfast. So on Sunday, I don't really care that much if friends invite me out, and I'd rather go out than stay home and make breakfast. But then Monday morning, I'm like, shoot, what do I eat? And I don't want to get into that habit of hitting up the fast food restaurant on the way to work. I want to save money, not eat all of that junk, and try to be healthier is not the way we're going to go with this, but more purposeful, I guess. Because none of these things are healthy. And for me, to be honest, I try to be healthy, and in my lunch and dinner is where I focus maybe on more healthy alternatives, a lot of more fruits and vegetables and that kind of stuff. Breakfast, because I don't like it already, I just want to get food in my belly. At this point, that's all it is. So, what we're doing today is breakfast convenience items. So I still intend to, today's not a Sunday, tomorrow Sunday. Tomorrow I still intend to make a breakfast for the week. But in case I don't, in case something comes up or I don't feel well or something happens, I don't want to be stuck on Monday not having anything to eat. So we're going to make some breakfast convenience items today. So one of the things we're gonna make, we made this together before, but I'm changing it up. I saw inspiration online, and we're gonna change it up. One of the things we made before was a biscuit egg roll. It was a biscuit. We had egg and cheese and potato inside. We rolled the biscuit up and we baked it, and it was like a egg biscuit roll thing. And that's really good. I really like that. The only problem that I have is, and we're going to talk about this in a second, the only problem that I have is I don't feel like making biscuits today. Biscuits is something that you gotta put the work in. And sometimes I just don't feel like putting the work in. I cook from scratch 99.9% of the time. But today I don't feel like making biscuits on top of everything else that we're doing. So that brings me to my second topic, which is also, this might also be a video in the future. But I want to talk about the allowing yourself convenience items. So for this recipe, we're going to make, I bought biscuits, and we're doing another recipe where I bought crescent rolls. One of the things that I need to allow myself the freedom for is these convenience items. I did a complete shift probably about 2 years ago, and I really stopped using convenience items across the board. I don't buy salad dressings. I make my own. I don't buy canned bread. I make my own. And we're actually making bread today in another video. But I didn't allow myself in these convenience items. And what was happening was, number one, like when it came to salad dressings, I make the same salad dressing every single time, a balsamic vinaigrette. I don't go to the work of making anything else. Right now, if I didn't buy the biscuits, I wouldn't be making this convenience meal because I don't feel like making biscuits today. And I think, especially for today, there is more benefit in me having a breakfast in my freezer that I did make from scratch. Yes, I bought canned biscuits, but I assembled everything else. I guess I assembled everything else. But in that instance, you gotta kind of prioritize what is important and what is not. And at this point, today, in my opinion, what is more important is putting a breakfast item in the freezer rather than having to make the bread completely from scratch. I still don't buy like sandwich bread or any other type of bread, but I am going to allow myself, because I do like the convenience of these biscuits, and I do really like these crescent rolls. So I'm trying to allow myself some more convenience. So all of that to say, here's what we're making today, and these are all just going to go in the freezer for those days where I didn't make breakfast, or I don't want what I made for breakfast. I just need something. So with the biscuits, we're going to use a muffin tin, and we're going to make an egg and cheese biscuit pocket thingy. I found some recipes online, and I've quickly deviated from those recipes. I'm kind of doing my own thing. So obviously, I'm not a huge meat person. Everyone loves bacon. Bacon's okay. I'm not obsessed with bacon like everyone else is. So if you want to add bacon, absolutely. Sausage, ham, feel free. Then we're going to be cooking the croissants, and we're going to make croissant egg and cheese sandwiches. Again, you can add meat if you want to, but we're just going to make these croissant sandwiches, put in the freezer, and then that's just a sandwich we can pull out, put in the microwave, and we have a sandwich. We are also going to be making, and we're going to put hash browns on them. I got hash browns. We're going to put hash browns on the croissant sandwiches. And then we're also going to be making, with some sausage, a sausage cornmeal muffin. This recipe, I'm kind of really deviated and making my own. Because I really just like the idea of having like just a sausage muffin. I think that would be like a hearty breakfast. The last thing we're going to make is we're going to make some sourdough waffles for the freezer because I have a ton of sourdough discard. So I think that would be a perfect thing to make waffles with. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and get started. So to get started, we're going to get 2 cookie sheets out. I have the oven preheated to 375. And we're going to start with our hash browns. I just want to get these cooked. And I know I'm going to freeze them, so I don't actually know if this step is necessary, but we're going to do it anyway. I'm just going to lay these puppies out. And I thought these would go really good on the croissant sandwiches. And the croissant sandwiches, we're going to make a honey glaze. I think it's going to be delicious on them. So I think it's going to be a really, really yummy sandwich. So I'm going to move this one to the side and bring this puppy forward. And it is currently, what time is it? Where's my phone? It is 10:24. So I think all of this is going to come together really, really quickly. So we'll see what time it is when we're done everything. I think this is going to, especially because we're using these convenience items, I think this is something that it's going to be 45 minutes or less. So let's see if I'm right. So with the crescent rolls. We're just going to roll them up like crescent rolls and bake them. And then when they come out, we'll let them cool. And then we will slice them in half, ideally, and stuff them with egg and cheese and hash browns and deliciousness. So I have 8 hash browns. So I'm going to attempt to do, I think I'm just going to do 8 croissants for now, or crescents for now. I bought 2 tubes, but I think 1 tube should be fine. Oh, these already smell so good. They just smell so buttery and a little bit of sweetness. Okay. So I'm going to put the crescent, I keep calling them croissants. I'm going to put the the crescent. Oh, that time I was right. I thought I was wrong, but I was right. So we're going to start them in there for 11 minutes and then see how the bread is doing. Next, we're just going to get some eggs. We're going to be making the eggs for the biscuit pockets, I guess we're going to call them. And I'm just going to get a whole bunch of eggs to scramble with some diced onion, because I love a little nice piece of diced onion. So I think that's probably a good start. I have 1, 2, 4, I think I have 6. No, I have 5. That was 1 yolk that I broke. Now, to the eggs, we're going to add a splash of milk. Eggs, I always like to add a little bit of hot sauce. So just a little bit of hot sauce. And then salt and pepper. I'm going to get this stirred. Get this all nice and combined. Only get a little bit mess on the floor. Okay. I feel like now that I said I could do it in 45 minutes, I am like on a mission. I'm going to put this on the stove. And then I'm going to take my onion really quickly. This is not the right knife for my onion, but it'll work fine. Just run my knife through this onion. I think I'm going to start just with that much onion for now, actually. I'm going to put this onion aside. Okay, before we move on to the biscuits, I want to get this sausage cooking. I'm actually going to crumble this sausage into the sausage muffins. But I just got a maple flavored breakfast sausage. So I'm going to get all of these onto this skillet. Okay, perfect. So it's been 6 minutes and we already have a lot of things going. So we are well on our way. So now we're going to start on our biscuits, and I got the flaky biscuits, the ones that have the layers. And we're going to start, I think, I've never done this before, so we're kind of experimenting together, flattening them out, and then pushing them kind of into the muffin tin. And then we're going to put our filling in there, and then we're going to close it up. So I just want to have it big enough that I can get filling in there and then close it. And I'm hoping I'm not like flattening the layers out too much. I'm hoping they still get nice and layery, nice and fluffy. I guess we'll see, right? I think these are going to be a great idea, and I especially think they're really good for quick and easy breakfast. If you're a busy mom or dad, you don't have a lot of time, I think these are going to be really good. I think I'm most excited for these. So we got all of the biscuits into the muffin tin, and I actually already have so many ideas. So today we're just going to do egg and cheese and onion. But think of all the things. You could do quiches, like little mini vegetable frittatas, add in vegetable, I'm thinking like broccoli and asparagus. I think you could do a lot of things with these. So it just requires a little bit of creativity, and you can do a lot with these biscuits. So I'm doing 12 right now. I still have more biscuits, so we'll see how many eggs I have left over from this. But what I like about doing this is do a whole bunch at once. So I should do 24 of these at one time. That way I don't have to do it so often. It can go further before I need to do this again. But for right now, at least, I'm going to just start with one pan. Okay, now we're going to make the fill-in for the sausage muffins. We are 12 minutes in right now. So we are well on our way. So this one I actually am going to use a recipe for because I found it online. So this one, I will share the actual recipe. It calls for onions, peppers, sausage, and bacon. I actually don't want to do all that, so like I said, I'm just doing cheese and sausage with this. So for this muffin mix, we're actually going to use Bisquick. So we're going to do 2 cups of Bisquick. One cup of cornmeal. And I like the cornmeal with this, with the sausage. I think this is just going to be almost, really kind of reminds me of a southern dish. I think it's going to be really filling. I'm excited for this. We need salt and pepper. Let's check those. They're not quite done. Next, the recipe calls for a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. 3 eggs. 2. It calls for 5 tablespoons of melted butter. And then lastly, it calls for 1.5 cups of buttermilk. Oops, let's check. Let's give them just 1 more minute. Well, 2 more minutes. So it calls for 1.5 cups of buttermilk, except I have buttermilk solids. This is freeze-dried buttermilk. So I'm just going to make my own. And I should read the directions instead of just eyeballing it. But 4 tablespoons of this with 1 cup of milk or water would equal 1 cup of buttermilk. So I'm going to do 6 tablespoons. But I'm going to do a cup and a half of milk. Oh, I don't know if it's going to fit. It's not going to fit, but we're going to do it anyway. Nothing like pouring it right to the top. Okay. I need a bigger bowl. This is not working. Okay. We are, I don't even know, 20 minutes in right now? Well, on our way. So now I'm just making my buttermilk because I picked too small of a bowl and I'm just making a mess. Okay. I think I need a whisk because I see some clumps. Let me get a whisk. Okay. I think that batter is good. I'm going to put this to the side because I think now we can start working on these guys, getting these filled and in the oven. I'm just going to get out just a block of cheddar cheese. And another thing that I just think, adding the different types of cheeses, that's so simple, and I think something that simple could really change this. You could add bacon and apples to this and add Gruyere cheese. Oh, wouldn't that be good? You could do pepper jack cheese for a little bit of spice. Just so many, I think, different options that you could do with something as simple as this. And this would be a great brunch item. I just love recipes like this. You can kind of change it around and do so many different things with it. Okay. So we have these all open, just pressing them down into the muffin hole again. I'm going to take some eggs and put them into each little muffin hole. I got them all closed. I don't know how good the muffin pan idea is though. Like these have to rise, and so we'll see what they do. See if they like rise up or if they open. I hope they don't open, but we'll see what they do. So I'm gonna put these in the oven for, start them at 12 minutes and see what they look like. So I have a little bit of eggs left and I have a few muffins left. So I am going to do the rest of these muffins with those eggs. But before I get them going, I want to get these muffins going. So I'm going to take the rest of my onion and chop this up in small pieces and add this to my batter. I'm going to bring over my sausages and I'm just going to roughly dice these sausages. Well, maybe. I need a better knife. I'm using the wrong knife for all of my tasks. Oh, it's not too bad. These smell so good. Okay. Now I'm going to dump sausage. I don't know how much sausage I'm going to use. I'm just going to start here and see what it looks like. And then I'm going to add some cheddar cheese. Again, here we could do so many different things with different types of cheeses. I almost feel like I should be using a white cheese here, maybe like a white cheddar or a Swiss. Or here, Gruyere I think would go really well too. So many different options. Okay, now we'll switch back to our spatula. Get all this combined. Oh, and we're definitely going to need more sausage. Perfect. I really want this to be a sausage heavy muffin. Oops, going in my fingers. Very hot. Should I let it cool more? I was impatient. But we're on a roll. Like, we are doing so good with our time. It is 10:57, so we are half an hour in. Ooh, that was really hot. Don't be like me, use tongs. It's really, really hot. I'm gonna burn my finger. Okay, beautiful. Toss that in there, rinse my hands quickly. And get this all combined. I think the cheese we have in here is good. So I think this actually looks pretty good now. So let's go ahead and get this into some muffin tins. Let's see what everything looks like. I think the biscuit should be done. I don't think the sausage muffins are. I got the kitchen really hot, and it's one of those beautiful summer storms where it's 60, 65, 70 degrees outside, and the breeze is lovely, so I have all the windows open, so things are blowing around, but the breeze is lovely. Ooh, guys, look at them. How fun are they? Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So excited. Okay, so they are definitely done. We are going to do another 4 of them in just a minute. I don't think these muffins are done yet, but let me check them because they're getting close. Oh, they are done. Okay, well, I need to flip them. I'm going to flip them around for just a minute, 2 minutes probably, because the one side is done, one side is not done. These look so great. So before we put these in the freezer, we want them to cool completely. So I just have a wire rack, a cookie rack. They pop out. I need a fork because they're so hot. Oh my goodness, friends. These are going to be, I think these are going to be a hit. I think these are going to be awesome.
They don't look divine. Look at that. My God.
Now we're going to use the same pan that we made our sausages on, and we're going to make the eggs for the crescent egg and cheese sandwiches. I'm just going to spray with some avocado spray. Oh, I need to go outside and get some more eggs. Oh, that one broke. I didn't want them to break, but if they do, it is what it is. While we wait on the eggs, I'm going to make a honey Dijon, well, a honey mustard sauce. I would prefer like a honey Dijon, but I'm out of Dijon mustard. So, my second choice is I have this really yummy honey pineapple mustard that I get from Hickory Farms. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to brush this on the croissants. I go somewhere around here. I don't know. I don't remember where it is. And they make croissants, and instead of getting like rolls with your meal, you get these croissants. And they come out with this honey butter glaze. Oh, so good. And they need a little bit more honey. And that's going to be delicious. That's really yummy. I'm just going to kind of put it on the crescent rolls. And if it runs down, I think that's okay. Makes a little bit of a mess, I think that's okay. I just think that'll be really yummy. Check on our eggs. Okay, I'm going to get my hash browns out of the way for the most part. And I think I'm going to try to start assembling these guys. I don't know, a little burnt. But I have a little piece of crescent that broke off, so let's just try it in this mustard sauce. Get the spoon out of the way. Let's start assembling. I think I'm going to try to take one whole hash brown and an egg. Oh, I need some cheese. Man, I wanted so much cheese. There we go. One delicious looking sandwich. Oh, it's gonna be so good. It has the honey sauce all over it. Yummy. Okay, hash brown, egg, and then the top. Hash brown, egg, top. I mean, look at that sandwich. It's gonna be so yummy. I forgot cheese on these. I forgot my cheese. Cheese. So I have a little piece of bread, extra hash brown. I made an extra egg, so I'm going to assemble myself a little sandwich to eat right now. But these will have to cool completely. So everything is going to have to cool completely before I pack it in the freezer. But I mean, I am so excited. I think everything, I really want to eat this now. I think everything turned out fantastic. Everything's going to cool completely, and then it'll go in the freezer. And when I heat it up, I'm just going to put it in the microwave for about a minute. And that should be good. It'll go from straight from the freezer to the microwave for my breakfast, but that'll be good. The only thing we have to do yet is my sourdough waffles, which will take no time at all. And it is, let me see what time. Oh, it is 11:30. So we started this project at 10:26, and I got a phone call in there, and we have our biscuits done, our sausage muffins done, our sandwiches. I only made 4. I'm debating it. I had the extra hash browns. My God. I have the extra hash browns. I'm debating if I want to do another round of croissants, which I probably will since I have them. I might as well. So I'll probably do that while the waffles bake. But how exciting. We're doing good stuff today. Good work is being done today. Okay. I just made mine. My little half a sandwich. My egg is hot, but I'm so excited. Mm. 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 Mm-hmm. It all goes so well together. The fluffy croissant, the sweetness of the honey mustard sauce or honey sauce. Mm. Sharpness of the potato. Mhm. I'm gonna be eating well for the next couple of weeks. Okay, unfortunately, the waffles are no longer going to happen today. I'm out of butter completely. I used the last of the butter for something in this house, one of these meals, and I don't have any in the freezer or any in the fridge in the garage. I need to do a very big pantry stock up because I haven't gone grocery shopping because we've been doing the pantry challenge. So I need to do that this week. I just haven't done it yet. So can't make waffles without butter, so we're not gonna make the waffles right now, but I'm gonna put this card back in the fridge and we'll do that next time. However, I am totally okay with this because it has gotten absolutely beautiful outside. It is gorgeous. So I am finishing up the croissants. The second round of croissants are coming out of the oven in 2 minutes. And I have the eggs already ready, so I'm just gonna slap them together. And then we are gonna be done for the day. We have 3 breakfast items ready to go. Egg and cheese muffins, or egg and cheese biscuit popovers. Let's call them that, egg and cheese biscuit popovers. Sausage, corn muffins, and egg and cheese croissant sandwiches. And then I actually am also out of sliced cheese. So I have a big grocery order I need to do. And I'll probably bring you guys along for that, or at least show you what I get. But I'm gonna wait for these croissants to come out of the oven, and then I am gonna grab a book, grab a drink, and go sit on the front porch and read for a little bit because it is, while it's gorgeous, everything is soaking wet. So I know I can't like move dirt today or anything like that, but we may plant our strawberries today because you can't let a beautiful day like this go away, disappear. So thank you guys for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed these recipes. I think I really hit it out of the park with this one. I'm not gonna lie. I really do think that this is a top-notch breakfast meal. They're all gonna go in the freezer and they're gonna be enjoyed for weeks to come. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you on the next video.